The article is based on the fact that the bank's monetary policy committee expect an increase in interest rate. Next, I will analysis from some graph. When interest rate increase from R0 to R1, the saving will increase from ISO to S1, but the investment will decrease from I0 to I1. The new capital decrease from K0 to K1. This will shift the production function downward. Since the marginal product of labor decreases, the demand for labor decreases from K0 to K1. This will result the output decrease from high interest rate will tend to reduce the consumer spending. This will reduce the aggregate demand. It will shift 80 to 81. High interest rate reduce investment and the real output decrease. This will shift the aggregate supply from AS0 to AS1 at new equilibrium point B, and the new price P1 is larger than P0. This will result the inflation, as more than half of outstanding mortgages in Britain are variable rate, meaning that they follow the Bank of England's interest rate. When interest rate increase from R0 to L1, the mortgage cost will increase from K0 to C1. As the house price increase and the rental house people will increase from a point A to point B, but as the price is increase sharply, those who are with mortgage ours will decrease from point A to will decrease. As the rising interest rate, the demand for our house decreases. This will shift DR0 to DR1, and due to the street planning legislation and the credit crash, the supply of housing has decreased. This will shift the supply house from SR0 to SR1. At new equilibrium point B, as the price increases, the quantity house will decrease from Q0 to Q1. Higher interest rate increases the value of pound due to hot money flows. A strong pound makes UK exports less competitive, reducing exports and increasing importance. When the interest rate increases from the R0 to R1, the price will increase from PO to P1. This will shift LM from LM0 to LM1, and as the investment decrease, this will shift IS0 to IS1, and at the new equilibrium point B, the output is decreased from Y0 to Y1. As the government's fiscal program pressure on banks to decrease the interest rate from R1 to R2 and keep rates low, the investment will increase from I1 to I2, which will shift IS1 to IS2, decreasing price from P1 to P2, which will shift LM1 to LM2, make income increase from Y1 to Y2.
My name is Nurul Syahira binti Kamal Zaman. Now, I would like to proceed about interest in Islamic economy and monetary policy in Islamic economics. I would like to ask a question. Does interest is known as riba in Islam? The answer is yes. It is a riba Riba is translated today as the charging of any interest, meaning money earned out from lending of money itself. The prohibition of paying or receiving fixed interest is based on the Islamic tenet that money is only medium exchange, a way of defining the value of the things. It has no value on itself, therefore it should not be allowed to give rise to more money via fixed interest payment. Now, I'd like to explain about the monetary policy in Islamic economics. Before I explain about the Islamics, I want to explain further about the conventional economics for using interest-based control of monetary policy. Usually, central bank determines the first level of interest rate in economics and then specify an appropriate amount of bond that should be sold or bought throughout the market operation. Central bank is able to sell appropriate amount, that is securities, to public, and so indirectly encourage them to withdraw the money from bank depositors. This process by one hand decline the volume of money in the economy and by another hand create shortage for commercial bank and market then borrow from the central bank at the higher rates. Central bank is able to sell appropriate amount, that is securities, to public and so indirectly encourage them to withdraw the money from bank depositors. In Islamic economic perspective of monetary policy is it is an important instrument of public policy like counterpart. The objective of the tools must be different because the different in the goal and its nature of the two system, and because of the prohibition of the interest in Islam, while it is a key ingredient in the capitalist system. In Islam economics, monetary policy should only follow the Sharia of Islam.
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Nuha Muhammad and I'm going to present about fiscal policy in Islamic economy. So basically, the idea of fiscal policy is that it is a means by the government of which the government can adjust its spending levels and tax rate to monitor and influence a nation's economy. So we can also call fiscal policy as the sister strategy to monetary policy. Faridi has attributes the following socio-economic goals. The first one is justice and equity. The second one is provision of socio-economic needs of the community or socio-economic welfare. The third one is enhancement of the community's economic resources or economic growth and improvement in the society. Okay. So fiscal policy is applied as a policy to develop the Islamic economy and to accelerate the growth of the economy. Since rate of savings is a function of growth, to achieve maximum saving in the economy is a must and should be the main target of fiscal policy. So the government also needs to increase expenditure in order to invest in projects. Since Islam strictly prohibits interest, the mobilization of savings will be the replacement in Islamic economics by receiving direct participations of savers in entrepreneurship. For profit-making projects carried out by government in an Islamic economy, the projects are financed by the application of the partnership principles. The funds can be obtained by the government from the public by issuing ordinary shares in a small quantity. Okay, on the other hand, the non-profit making projects by the government can be financed by few sources, such as from surplus of the government profit-making business, from the imposition of special tax, and also from the general revenue. The interest involved in the borrowing for military purposes. In Islam, interest-bearing loan for war are strictly prohibited. In order to achieve economic stability at a high degree level, Muslim government could spend less from full employment proceeds.
about Islamic economy in practice. Actually, Islam teaches people about spiritual and social teaching by the revelation. The main purpose of human in this world is to worship Allah as to following according to the revelation as Quran and Sunnah. According to the article, it discusses about the problem of interest rate. In Islamic financial system, Islamic bank provide the option to avoid the riba issue. For example, ijrah as the mortgage or the mortgage financing. In Islamic economy, riba is prohibited because of riba provide injustice in the society. In financial market, people who gain benefit and wealth from the interest rate are people who are rich, but on the other hand, the people who have to bear the debt and lose their wealth, those people who are poor. So this is the reason that riba is prohibited in Islam due to injustice and inequality in the society. On the other hand, Islam supports Muslims to pay zakat. Zakat is considered one of 5 pillars. Is compulsory and more mandatory for the Muslim. It's not considered as a charity contribution, but it is a tax for all Muslims to distribute their wealth to the poor and needy. As a human, we are one of Khalifa of Allah. We have right to own ownership as a private property. We can use our effort to gain wealth and own the property, but therefore we cannot deny that our property is not our absolute property. The absolute ownership of entire this world is Allah. Therefore, our property we have to use according to the justice and equality in the society.